Cips clips. And remember, citizens, always subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. And $19.95 plus shipping and handling will keep you out of hell. Alrighty, boob tubes. Yeah, another one of Cips clips. Long time no see. Running around like a blue arse, something that flies in the sky. But hey, it's only a bit of weather. Sorted. A couple of oranges if I get hungry. So anyway, for ages I've been trying to ponder something to give me actually motivation to want to do stuff again. And this is an idea I'm peddling with just now. So I'll see how it goes and whatnot. But the format is ramblings of a madman's mind, so whatever particular topics seem to be top of my mind, I'm going to do it once a week, try and find a spot for it. I'm not exactly sure where its home will be yet. It is football season and I don't want it to be affecting with that. Because I personally believe obsessing over eating isn't particularly healthy, right? But there's different degrees, isn't there? And I think obsessing over social medias and whatnot, never great. Alright, Dream Team The Truth, how you doing, my man? Oh my god, as my camera came off there, what's went on? No, I just pushed the stupid button. So the format's going to be just whatever's on my kind of mind, which could be anything, to be quite honest. And then me rambling on about it, going off on a million one tangents. Hopefully with everybody's interaction, in the sense that it's better with questions and get a bit more interactive and go places that nobody's really expecting. You know, like something new. Instead of just sitting there on a pedestal, blah, 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 blah. They do this, they, who's they? Well, they, you know, they. And just to, I believe in their inability to understand the complexities of how the world genuinely works. I won't try and figure it out, I'll just say they. And I'll be one of them. I try and stay away from that, you know. Yeah, but I try not to participate. Anywho, what am I doing? Why is that like that? That's the wrong. Finding a new button layout here. Right, okie doke. Right. Right, there we go. So, tonight the topic's going to be who invented racism. The reason this has been on my mind is because I've been tuning in a wee bit into a wee bit of that ghost thing, 50 Cent gangster drama thing. It's got Mary J. Blige and all that in it. And it's good to know that, right? But after a while, you're like, right, hold on, America's well fucked up on this fucking racial paradigm, man. It's just fucking throwing wedges between people. You know, the example of like fucking two people being in jail together, becoming best hombres, and then fucking coming out and there being two different cliques and ending up having to kill each other and all that kind of shit. You're like, what is going on here? All like fucking nigger this, nigger that, nigger this, nigger that, and then a white guy tries to say it, and it's so fucked up, right? But so the questions, right, is I've got a couple of talking points to try and help me on my way. So, ramblings from a madman mind. Is racism real? Is it an illusion? Is it a trick? How who invented it? Where does it come from? And I've not got the answers to these questions, by the way. I'm asking questions to put them out there for debate and to go off into ramblings and tangents. And I want to show you a map. This all came from me kind of exploring this idea in my head and then watching a video showing you the history of mankind on a map, a worldwide map. Known history of mankind and all the empires that have been, gone, continue, so on and so forth, right? And then I'm asking the question, right? Let's use America as the example because this is what got me thinking down these lines, right? In America, it's like I'm going to start rambling here. This is good. Reparations and the divide it's created in society along black and white and along white and everybody else lines, apparently. But I've never stayed in America. I've only got the stupid soaps and the narratives fed to you on American TV to go by. So from what I can tell, the people who's really riles them up about racism and stuff always sort of ends up in slavery. And then it just got me thinking, it's like, are these people that ignorant to think that throughout the history of mankind, the only person that's ever been a slave or enslaved somebody has been a white man? Was it a white person that because from the way they talk and the narratives they express, they seem to think that for some reason it's only ever happened to them. You know, like black people monopolising slavery for their own, or are black people getting manipulated to act that way to keep the divide in society? That's what I believe, because when you explore what racism is and isn't, it's a load of shite. We're all bastards of this fucking earth. We're all mongrels. Our daddies have all ended up in a port in a different storm. You know what I mean? Some survived, some didn't. And I believe that to be the reality rather than the narratives that are spun by media. All media, internet included. So, like, what I've wrote down here, today's narrative is racism and slavery were invented by the colonial powers, which is kind of strange, because do you know that there were some Dagos? Is that I don't even know if you're allowed or not allowed to say that anymore. Spaniards. Honestly, I'm so confused with the language you can and cannot fucking use. Is it okay for me to bounce around my flat when I'm cleaning it, singing nigger this, nigger that, when I'm listening to some old school hip hop that I used to like? Is that okay? I was looking at the horses the other day and somebody named their horse M-I, nigger. I thought that was brilliant. I loved it. I stuck a couple of pence on it. Doc Halliday, thank you for that question, my friend. Thank you for that question. This is what these ramblings are meant to be about, going off on tangents. Why do you think that's a Jew star, my friend? Because basically, right, and I don't want to sound too... Right, I'm wheeling myself back in here. What makes you think that's a Jew star? Because to me, it's showing your ignorance, to be quite frank. And that's me reining myself in, man. That is a brass seal of Solomon from a Masonic temple. That's what that is. Nothing to do with fucking Jews. It's a seal of Solomon, so I can muster up fucking psychic powers and jinns to come and get you. Well, mate, go and, like, listen, see so you don't sound... Oh, right, hold on, reining myself back. I don't want to say so you don't sound so stupid, that's not what I want to say. why don't you stick Seal of Solomon into Google? That's known as research nowadays, mate, right? And then if you do that, it just reads. You might not even want to go into the second page of Google. That's how fucking lazy you may or may not be. And even then, you will fucking sound more intelligent than you do just now, just saying that shit. Go and look at the lobby of the Houses of Parliament. And go and see what's on the big mosaic floor. And the lobby of the Houses of Parliament is where the House of Lords and the House of Commons meet. Thus being the fucking lobby. And look where the Lords and the Commoners meet in the Houses of Parliament. Just saying, my friend. There's a couple of things I should say when I'm rambling. Get a pen and paper, because these are things you might want to check out later on. Because although you might think, how does this guy know all this bullshit? For watching fucking, reading too much fucking piss online. But anyway, mate, so that's a brass. Has to be brass. And it hangs for the roof of Masonic Temple. Not anymore. May or may not hang that for the roof. Who knows? But no, mate, it's nothing to. The Star of David exists, but that is fucking what the Jews want it to be, man. That means 1,000,001 things to 1,000,001 different people throughout time. In fact, now you mention it, I was looking at a coin the other day, and it was either for the 11th or 12th century that had it on it. Was it a Moroccan coin? Oh, it was something funny about it. Oh, I can't remember now. It was the name of the coin. I can't quite remember. But anyway, so racism and empire. So today's narrative is racism and slavery was invented by colonial powers. Strange that two of the colonial powers were Portugal and Spain, which, as I said, had brown people. Let me stick to that. I'm pretty sure you can still use the fucking colours that are in the English dictionary. They had brown people in them. And you know, the Spanish Empire was quite close. History could be very different if the Spanish Empire prevailed and the British didn't. Very different indeed. The narrative is used to keep us all this narrative is used to keep us all enslaved in our boxes, only seeing race and colour. Right? Like, let's use pirates for an example back in the day. I know people think pirates, a long time ago and all that shit, man. See, in the grand scheme of things, we've been here a boy in human evolution, and I'll show you that when I show you the animated map. But, so, the next point before I show this map was, who invented racism and empire? What came first, the chicken or the egg? So, I would argue humanity as a whole is what we now class as racist from day dawn. Day dawn. Right? Slavery has existed, in my humble opinion, I'm no expert, since day dawn, and I'll give these examples. Right, so let's use the when we were monkeys analogy, right? So you've got the big silverback gorilla sitting there, man, in the jungle. He's sitting around doing fuck all. That's why he's getting so fucking fat. He's got all the wee young weaker ones to go and do all the stuff for him. A Jew invented the word racism. Doc, can I say, mate? I think that you don't like the Jews. In fact, remind me to go back to that, and I'll give you my opinion on. Like, you probably don't like the Jews because of everything that's happening inside Israel and the genocide and all that kind of shit, right? And all the stories that have been propagated over the years, real or not, about them secretly want to take over the world and all that shit. And I'm going to guess the fact that you weren't aware of what this thing was or could be, came from, leads me to believe that you're like sitting tuning in your moon to social medias quite a lot, getting a lot of your information from very well put together talking heads on social media, and you're like, ah! I've done that a million and one times, man. Caught in that trap. I like to think I've escaped the vortex, but I'll suck in every now and again. So, like, is it the religion you hate? Is it the people? Is it the state? Because just like in every other religion, you've got your Orthodox Jews, which hate the fucking Zionist Jews. There's a reason why they been kicked out of 109 countries. 109 countries. Oh, mate. And what's the reason? Is it because they're money changers, they're bankers, money stealing bastards? Again, mate, like I don't know if this is actually getting anything into context, but if you think about it, right, the reason they were the money lenders is because they were allowed to do it, religiously speaking. And back then, religion was motherfucking law. Right? So Jews didn't have money, but they could speculate with money. Run this through your thinkity think banks. Right? So let's say you're a Christian sitting on fucking a big pile of gold, this fucking big. But you can't speculate with it. You can't go and fucking spend money to make money. It's against your fucking. But you get little wee fucking Jewfro fucking Jeremiah there. Hey! Best buddy, best pal. And you use the Jew to speculate for you to make money. Right? Everybody fucking sees things so fucking. So fucking. They take very complex matters and simplify them to a fucking windy licking degree. And so, mate, back in the day, it was the Christians who hate Jews for killing baby Jesus that had fucking tons of fucking money, literally tons of gold, couldn't speculate with it because, and they had Jew friends. That's how the Jews weren't the bankers, they were the fucking human abacuses. They were the Jews, again, were getting used by the Christians because they hate them. And I'm no Jew apologist. I fucking hate all organised religions equally. I'm a pick and mix man when it comes to my religion. I take what I like, go around them all. The ones I don't like I spit back into the box, but don't tell anybody that. Taste them all and only take the bits that are fuck me think are nice and suit my shit. That's why I'm walking about with a Buddhist fucking prayer wheel on my fucking. No, because it's good for hiding a wee gram of coke. No. That's just lies. So. Anyway, Doc Halliday. Here's a crazy thing, right? Zionists were created by fundamental Christians so that they could use Jews as a human shield against the Muslims in Judonia, also known as Jerusalem. And because the fundamental Christians all come from Teutonic orders back in the fucking medieval crusading days, who still to this day pass down their oath, who swore to allow safe passage for Christian pilgrims to Jerusalem. Look on the news. Who's dying in Judonia? Jews and Muslims. When was the last time you heard about a fucking Christian? Nah, Christians walk into fucking Judoni like... And then Nikon's try to kill them. Instead the fucking Christians are like, hey, dumb fuck, hey, you brown dumb motherfuckers. Hey, go and argue over that hill and kill each other for a good few centuries before you start asking questions, okay, dicks? Gotchies. What we're going to do is we're going to fish all around the world. Get as many Jews as we can to come and act as a human shield so Christians, without putting a body in the fucking firing line, can come to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the place where baby Jesuses, who the Jews killed, remains lie. Like, that's my reality, mate. That's my reality, doc. So, like, you think you're crazy, but you're only rhyming and repeating fucking anti-Semitic shit. And don't go into all this, oh wow man, double fucking rainbow. Yeah, that's a TikTok video on it. The Jews, hey well man, double rainbow. Can you taste the rainbow? Oh, you can only see one of them. There's another one to the right of that. Can you just kinda? Anyway, that shows you that I'm right. God, wouldn't he be fucking sending down a double fucking rainbow if I wasn't right? And that's no shite. Alright? Anyway, so that's my crazy outlook on, and I'll speak about this later on when I'm showing the fucking, when I'm talking about empires and how World War I and World War II were all fucking kinda propagated deliberately so the British Empire and the Western powers could fucking take strategic strongholds. And it's knowing your geopolitics, and this is the fascinating thing, man, right? And we're all blinkered into narratives. You know what I mean? Like they control the society in America by claiming that it was white colonialists. Only white colonialists, or the Spaniards that were about fucking enslaving cunts on an industrial scale. We're all good, hombre! Amigo, andale. But those white cunts? Oh no! Alright, blazing. Do you get triple rainbows? Or am I thinking about a porn? No. Right, so man, that's my absolutely crazy fucking thoughts on that. And hopefully I will go back to that when I'm showing you this map. And the map is phenomenal, man. And again, I'm not answering the question for you. I'm going to show you a map and beg questions and you answer it. Right? I'm just going to ask questions while showing the spread of civilization and go, like, so when do we start from? When do we start condemning people for doing X, Y, or Z? When? That's another question. And that will be more, more on that later. Right, anyway. So who invented racism and empire? What came first? Are they the same? Could empire exist without racism? And would racism exist without empire? Either or. Ooh. Did white people invent slavery? I think I went over that. This is off topic, right? But it's just ramblings. How has the internet changed politics? Can you imagine going back, right, let's say, God almighty, just say 50 years, right? And daring to suggest to those folk how the world would be, how politics was conducted, how they've turned politics into X Factor. Unfucking believable. How dumbed down it is. Here's my solution to the American dilemma that we're going into. Donald Trump's already made me money, motherfucker. Hold on, I'll show you this bad boy. Right, I'll get it up here. Because I might need to explain it to people who don't bet. Because it can hurt your head. Right, let's see, just make sure. It's all good in the hood. Right, let's see, I've got a new fucking thing, me. Blazing, it's an animated map of the evolution of mankind as we currently know it. Right, that's not the one. That's my camera. Right, this is the one, I think. No, that's not the one. This is the one. Right, so here's my Sky Bet account, right? My bets. Right. These are all the things I've got on for the night. Down the bottom, Donald Trump, right? Now, I basically a £5 bet at just under 41, call it. I use the decimal bit, 3.75. Easy, every pound you put on, you get £3.75 back, right? Now, I didn't use my own money. Sky Bet kindly gave me a free £5 bet. Completely free! Although I had to spend hundreds of money to get it, I got it for free. But long story short, so I was like, I'm going to stick it on old Trump. Today, his odds have cut. He's neck and neck with Biden. At this point, he was second favourite. Biden was favourite. So, and like as you can see, I can cash out right now and make 42 pence from the Donald. But I'm going to stick in there. I think he's going to win. I've been saying this literally for years. In fact, when he gets in, I'm going to go on my channel, stick in Donald Trump and show the fucking video for a few years ago that I was talking about this bet. I've had this bet on for years. I don't know, man. To me, it was so fucking obvious that the dude's getting back in. You know, the pendulum is all over the place. Public are getting treated like a clitoris right now. The political public. There's an analogy you won't fucking see elsewhere. Right, hold on, if I lost connection or some shit. No. Remember, if you do enjoy the ramblings of a madman, stick a wee thumbs up. Right. So, how has internet changed politics? Just look at the state of it, man. And it's not just in your country, wherever you may be. Look around the world, the same shit is happening in every country, man. Everywhere is in a flux, and it's due to this new media, which has exploded, which has created a new playing field for people with money and power to try and manipulate themselves into more money and power. Now, I know people like to simplify it and just say it's just one big bad Illuminati. Just like the wee scumbag. Oh, fuck, man. Just like the wee scumbag gangs vouch for power. Big fucking mother scumbag gangs vouch for power too, I would say. What's a good 9% profit? Blazing, I've lost you, mate. I forgot what I was talking about. Right, so talk this push and then I'll show this map. Oh, right. This is what I wrote down. Speaking of... it popped into my head when I heard the name Russell Brand getting mentioned. The name I do not want to mention, but anyway, it's unavoidable right now. And I'm trying to avoid it as much as I can. But this goes for lots of people. And you would have came across them quite a lot. I've explained it for ages as saying it's like... Even I explained it back in the day when I was ranting and raving about Russell Brand being a prick. I could see the sales techniques he was using, right? And again, I done hundreds of sales training when I was stupid enough, when I was unfortunate enough, stupid enough to work, healthy enough. I don't know, whatever way. Them's is the breaks, and you learn the techniques of manipulating people to say yes to you, right? There's a reason why mega corporations around the world put people through sales training and techniques because it fucking works. It's as simple as that. Right, so here's the technique that him and others use. Now, I'll fucking read what I've wrote down here and then I shall maybe elaborate. Maybe, there's a strong chance yet. Overuse of diction is a sign of a very insecure person in their opinion. Trying to, another way of putting it, bamboozling you with bullshit. Right? You meet somebody there on a level, they use a big massive diction, which fucking is Rain Man intelligent, or just a fucking windy liquor way a trick? Right? So, and by using a very large diction, gives the appearance of intelligence. The appearance to somebody with a lesser diction and lesser confidence, and thus, boom. And then when he makes an opinion, this guy's more likely to accept that one, right? It's about putting yourself, and there's many techniques to do it. Using a very large diction is one of them. And you hear it on YouTube all the time, man. You're like, just call a fucking spade, you dick. Flibbity flobbity flu. You could have said that in 2 words. 2 fucking words I could have said that in, you fucking ball bag. Here's the 2 words, ball bag. Don't say ball bag, man, to me, man. I fucking niched mines the other day, man. Fucking getting a wee bit too with the fucking electrics. Anyway, razor. I didn't have fucking wires attached to my nuts or anything like that. Right, so overuse of diction is a sign of a very insecure person in their opinion. Low diction equals secure in point and opinion. And again, that's just my fucking opinion, ball bag. And because I'm using whatever diction I'm using doesn't make it any less of a fucking valid point. Russell Brand could pop up here and fucking tell you how to, I don't know. I was going to say like wire a plug, but I don't think that happens anymore. I don't think the Illuminati trust us enough to fucking wire a plug anymore. But Russell Brand just bamboozles people with bullshit. And what has came out consistently, there is nothing new coming out. Nothing new. And do bear in mind, well, Roberto, do bear in mind that all the women who were fucking in and around him are all media whores. So if they see an opportunity and their PR team tells them to jump on the bandwagon, they may well do it. We will never know. Stop fucking endlessly procrastinating about things. You think about other things, like race and empire. Anyway, but that's what I think. I think, like, you hear many people like this, and I'm like, what are you actually saying? You know what I mean? It's like they're trying to, they're so insecure, they have to try and swallow a thesaurus to explain their point. They can't just use you can't just use words that everybody predominantly understands. Oh my god, man, I've got heavy back issues. New name for the short back and sides. A good 9% proof. Blazing. Stop drinking swirly, mate. Tell me, what did you mean by a good 9% proof, buddy? Profit, sorry, I can't remember. Hope you and your... This is alright, I'm allowed to say this because Roberto's for London. Hope you and your fam are alright, fam. Anyway, I like that. I had an excuse to say fam now. Has the internet changed politics? I mean, no. In fact, if I was asking a question, it would be, has the internet changed politics? But I don't know, man. It would take. Oh, my Sky Bets get you blazing now, mate. Get you. I know, buddy. So Donald Trump's already a moneymaker for me, baby. Oh man, roller coaster of love. Right, what else was I going to say? Right, let's see if this makes any sense to me as well as shoes. Right, aye. All people's opinions of race are based on their own perceptions. Thus, people's opinion on race is due to their own experiences. Again, and I like this word, thus, making it subjective. Boop, 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 boop. Right, here we go. I think I've just cracked the code to the world fucking internet problem. I think I've just found the meaning of life, and I said it without. No, I did swallow a thesaurus because I said thus. Fuck. But I mixed it up there again. But I'll say that again, right, and see if you can grasp what I'm trying to say here, right? And you won't find this on the Max Egan video. All people's opinions of race are based on our own perspectives. People's own perspectives are due to their own experiences, thus making it subjective. There, I said it without saying thus more than once. My English teacher would be proud. You trying to show off that you're Rain Man or something, Blazing, calculating my bets online? Now, I'm presuming most people aren't even interested in this shit, right? Well, I should have said as well, these things can go on for as long as I can kind of be bothered. I've had one cup of coffee, I was falling asleep before this. I seen a man about a dog, so I want to give that a shot. But, aye man, this is meant to be about... having a quick think here. How to get it. No, you can see the comment. Nah, it's all fine. I'm thinking, how can you get the comments up? Nah, I'm talking absolute shite. Don't listen to me. Confusing myself, that's what I'm fucking doing. And I've still got two of these bad boys in. I'm hoping the sound and settings are alright. How's London, Roberto? Is it burning yet? Bum 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 bum. Need to be a certain age to get that joke. Ooh. Not too shabby. Well, Blazing, while I just fill in a wee can here, I will do what I can to get that video up. I just need to remember my buttons. That ain't the button. This be the button. But this is the way I want to do it. Fuck, I've closed that window, man. To help with the background noise. Get the blood pumping and shit. So if you think this is a good idea, doing ramblings of a madman's mind, it's a kind of loose format, innit? It can kind of go anywhere, but it's more flexible. And let's talk about the topic, Russell Brand, blah 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 blah. It's a bit muggy in London, Kit. Shooty and stabby. I know, mate. I'm proud to say that I think London's took over for Glasgow as the stab capital of Britain. Sorry, mate. Sorry, but what can I say? Alright, Doc, you're in Dublin, mate. Yeah. Yeah, right, and you can get tickets at the end. Do you know Dublin is the largest city in the world? Because it keeps doubling and doubling. Boom, 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 boom. Here all week. Right, why the fuck is that not letting me go live? There we go. Is this stream still working? I think it is. Oh, watching windows inside windows inside windows. I bet you the general population's a wee bit more well behaved over in Dublin, Doc. But you will get your more extreme end at times, I would imagine. And I'm only imagining. Floral bouquet. So what I'm going to do is show you the map. I want to play. I know it sounds weird playing a map. Please be it. Oh no. Shit. Oh, here, found it. Beautiful. So, this is the general idea, right? Or well, aye, fuck it, it's ramblings in it, so I can ramble a bit. If I can find a wee tin. Right, so the general thing that got my head kind of just going on this is just the kind of premise of reparations and how all that shit is getting used to divide the population, thus controlling them. And I mean, and it's the rich versus the poor, I believe. Because where does the buck end, right? My middle name's McDonald. Am I going to get reformations from the Crown for the clan clearances? Right? White on white. So that's all right. In fact, and when we go over this map, we'll beg the question, what came first, racism or empire? And as each empire expanded and ate the other, so on and so forth, how did they do that? Did they do it going, hey, here's some fairy dust, ooh? Or did they march in, raping and pillaging and burning, right? And were they taking slaves? Did it matter if these people were of a different colour? Or was it just the different tribe? Or was it just a divide that was propagated by people in charge, which allowed people morally within themselves to enslave other human beings? Right? So, if you listen to as I said, I was watching that ghost stuff, man, and it's good for more versions. Mary J. Blige needs to lay off the fucking plastic in her fucking face. But the narrative that I hear constantly on American TV, because I've not got any American people to talk to in Glasgow, no many anyway, is that black people are oppressed because they're black. And it wasn't for any other reason. It was just the white guy woke up one day and went, you know what? Well, that's right, I'm white. I'm going to go enslave some black people today. It's been built in to humans and has happened in human society since its dawn. I humbly believe. So where do the reparations go back to? When do we start? When do we stop? What justifies reparations? And I've not got answers to these questions. I haven't got answers. I've got opinions on them. But again, I'll go back to what I fucking said. All people's opinions of race, are based on perspective. So my opinion's based on my perspective. Thus, it means that my perspective is based on my experience. And I base my experience on what happens outside my door and not on the internet. That's why I don't think there's brown people in boats invading Britain right now and creating some sort of an army It's just economic refugees. And for other reasons, it just happens to be young males. Not because they can fucking elbow their woman who they treat like shit out the way and get top of the line. Nah, it's an invading army. So, thus, my opinion on race is made up due to my own experiences, which makes the idea, the concept, everything around racism subjective. And it was even on that ghost thing when they're in the classroom talking ooga booga bungle shit. Fucking twist your melon man stuff. They begged the question, is racism an illusion? And I'd heard it before, I'd never ran it through the old fucking shit-stained matter. But it did get me thinking. And I'm like, well, it pretty much is. It's just a way of dividing people. It's the easiest way people have divided along lines since time has started, but it's not the only way. The Protestant Catholic thing is one that jumps to head. The Sunni Shiite thing jumps to head. There's all people who really are chopping people, have been chopping people's heads off, are still chopping people's heads off to a certain degree. And I don't know, I've never looked into the numbers, but I would argue in larger numbers than slaves has been murdered, if that makes sense. And again, I'm saying this is the narrative we're fed, because when you're watching documentaries or anything about fucking slavery back in the day, it shows you a slave ship and it's only got black cunts on it. Never shows you the slave ships with other countries that they'd conquered that has anything other than black people. Anyway, that's just the ramblings that go in my mind. Unanswered questions. The Tommy Robinson in the UK column will not answer. Is the UK column still going, man? That cunt's the Skeletor still alive? Brown people looking for a better life always come to white countries, never the other way around. Are you daft, you fucking prick? See when we go to other countries for a better life, we're called expats. You ever been to Costa del Crime, Australia? You're fucking... Sorry, Doc, man, I don't mean to go half man, but that is just such a stupid, idiotic, fucking unthought-out comment. You've been on the Guinness, mate. Fucking your Guinness been doubling and doubling. Sorry, bud, man, I don't mean to... I can't help but react to that, man. That's fucking... That's the fact of the matter now. And that's because you're watching... That's because of your narrative. What about all the fucking... Soon in this country you get a warrant out for you. Bing! God almighty. Like, mate, watch this space, right? When I show you the evolution of empires and all that, and look at all the tax havens Britain has dotted round the fucking world. All the wee islands that we've went over and raped and pillaged and turned over to corporations, which, if you've got a warrant, can't be served there. Tax havens, everything free. Brits are all over the fucking place. What about the fucking, the Brits in fucking, Falkland Islands? Fucking hell, man. I had to kick out the fucking penguins for that fucking stupid bit of rock. But it's only a coincidence that there's hunters and, is it oil or, I don't know, some sort of a rich resource in and around there. And it's strategically speaking, geopolitically, militarily, geopolitically speaking, very important. And of course, it's because we're hiding the Antarctic sidewall. Alright, Luton Lion, how you doing, my man? Still breathing, I see. Aye, mate, so I'm begging the question, I don't know if you've missed it, I'm talking about the narrative that everybody's getting their arsehole twitching for just now, in and around just now, is that slavery was kind of invented by the colonial powers. which is weird because it was white and brown due to circumstance, not because fucking he kicked out all the black cunts. It's because the colonial powers and the industrial revolution happened in fucking Europe. Oh man, I would rather the world without the industrial revolution. We wouldn't have had all these fucking white cunts and brown people, but don't say that, running around the world fucking dividing it up against them, to fight against amongst themselves. No. I'd rather still be staying in fucking mud huts. Fuck's sake. Ignorant motherfuckers about this topic, man. All people's opinions of race are based on perspective. Perspective is based on your experience. Thus it's subjective. And that is my reality. That reminds me of a song, a John Lennon song. That's my reality. God is a concept. Oh man, that is a tune. You'll never hear it on the radio, man. It gets the Bible bashers' arseholes twitching like a motherfucker. God is a Concept by John Lennon. Gary Glitters. Oh, Blazing, sorry mate, I keep fucking missing your... Oh, you're talking about white people abroad, I know. How many white cunts are there in Spain? Are Spain getting up in arms about the white cunts invading them? They all seem to have fucking tattoos and look like football thugs and they're fucking ex-criminals. It's obviously an invading force from England. Nah, it's not just the ex, it's just no the criminal community fucking off there for some time in the sun. No. Nothing to see here. And that's how narratives are spun. That's how you can take a semi-truth and make it into anything you want. Alright, John. It's again divide and conquer. People talk about this endlessly and then fall into the trap. Right, I keep talking about building this and then getting off in other rants. But listen, man, the more opinions, the more different ones stuck in the chat for me to mull over, and I'm not here preaching. I've not got tie-dye behind me, growing a big fucking beard and present myself as some sort of a guru that knows the answers. I'm as lost as every cunt else. I have an opinion and I'm happy to express it. I don't want to shove it down your throat. In fact, I'd rather hear different opinions to mine. You know, for debates, for some mental stimulation, instead of just like some sort of a cunt putting himself on a pedestal, surrounding himself with nodding dogs going, because that gets a bit tiring after about fucking 10 years, man. Hate is a trap. Well, again, mate, it's spun, isn't it? It's like everybody hates shit. And even that word has been so drummed out of fucking context, it's untrue. I mean, I remember I went to school and I hated the baked potatoes. Right? Nowadays you wouldn't be allowed to say that. I said hell. I can't remember how I said it right, but it was in an absolute complete innocent context. I said hell in front of my niece. It was about 7 now the other day. And oh my god, did I get corrected, man. That's not a nice word. I went, you fuck off! Hopefully you can understand. That ain't a fucking joke, right? But I think we're going to grow up speaking Bill and Ben. No, Bill and Ben, sorry. Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted language. Greetings, fellow wishy-washy think-a-bidink. It was a PG, right, so I understand it, right? But we are going to end up speaking that kind of fucking lingo, I think. Fear of the unknown, and many are not. They fucking put a stupid fucking not willing to learn. Well, John, do you know what? This gives me the freedom to go off on another tangent. You're spot on, buddy. It's like fear comes from not understanding something. Like people being scared of chemtrails. It's because they don't have the capacity in there. And I'm not calling people stupid. I don't have the capacity in my mind to understand the complicities of the science that's going on above us and the air sea that's above us, right? But I understand the concept between high and low pressure. That's why we have clouds and no have clouds sometimes. And I understand the concept of what chemtrails are if they aren't chemtrails. But people have confirmation biased, and if somebody confirms to them the Illuminati exists, and you've even got something to get proof. Look, do you know they've been there ever since aeroplanes with those sort of engines have been about? But it was only the fucking chemtrail shit that made everybody notice it. Did you notice chemtrails before you seen it on YouTube or social media? There's a question to ask yourself. Roberto, catch you after, my man. Come back, Roberto. Don't know how long this is going to. That'll take you, mate. But you're always welcome back, my man. I'm getting sweaty balls syndrome here and everything. Right. So I'm trying to think the best way to approach this bad boy. And I think this might be it. Oh God, I've got that John Lennon song going through my head now. I've not listened to it for years, man. God is a concept. There we go, man. Right, so that is my full camera. This is the one I want. That's not the one I want. This is the one I want. Right, so again, stick it through your brain matter, think about it, might provoke some new thoughts and feelings in you about this whole topic, who knows. I'm not here to tell you anything. I'm begging the question, what came first, racism or empire? What is racism? Is it real? Is it an illusion? Is it powerful people that can manipulate others using natural human instincts and behaviours to manipulate us? Ding, 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 ding. That's my opinion. What's yours? Tell me. So, what came first, racism or empire? And where did it start? Who invented it? Right, hold on, because I think I need to get my big mug off this. I think that's best, isn't it? Ah, yes. Right, so, birth of civilization, as we know, is Egypt, the Illuminati's birth ground. Then Sumer, damn, Sadfest. Now, again, this is just known. It's got the time. It's got the year and whatnot up the top right. Blazing, I'm just reading your comment there, mate. My first stab in the dark would be the air pressure's changed. So, right, this is the birth of human civilization as we know it. Did racism exist? Should the Jews get reformation from the Egyptians? Boom, 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 boom. But I'm being serious here. This is how ridiculous the arguments that are getting fucking shoved down Americans' throats. And this is polarising all sides, by the way. I know people think I might be aiming this at one side or the other. I'm talking about how it's getting used to polarise motherfuckers, to manipulate them at the ballot box to control the election. For people who don't even believe in race, never mind fucking a racist. It's just fucking rich people and poor cunts. Or the altitude of the plane. Good shout, John. All these, this is it, just kinda. Oh no, I've just realised what's happening here. Right, I can't use those buttons. Anyway, kinda understand, but I don't understand shit. So ask yourself a question: with these fledgling countries, empires, kingdoms, was there racism? Well, some people say it was slaves that built the pyramids, other people argue it wasn't. Who knows? I'm certainly no expert, I don't know. But there certainly wasn't people wetting their knickers over the concept of the Egyptians using slaves. Now, was this white people enslaving black people? Was this white people? Was this the birth of white people going, that's white people just getting born. And then they just woke up like, I'm going to go enslave some fucking cunts that aren't my colour now. Woohoo! That's what I'm going to do. Right, hold on. I'm going to take this tangent because I love talking about this stuff. Oh, fuck. I'll need to get organised with a bit over this. But, Doc, brilliant, mate. I don't think voting matters either, mate. Coming down me. A dog cold thing I've got. A dog flu. Doc, check if you want to see my opinion or me expand on it or even tell you my idea of a genuine solution that if people fucking thought about more than watch social media might actually grasp. Is I've held my own election twice and I'm going to hold it again this general election, and I just ask people to vote in my box, not the government's box. A vote takes the sword from your hand. Just check a box and hope. Well, Doc, I put it to you. Back in the day when most dumb motherfuckers were illiterate, how did you put your signature? You used to put an X. To this day, the last time I knew, you still had to put an X in the box. Not a check, it was an X. The signature of an idiot back in the day, which legally can still be done. If you're illiterate and can't sign your own name, you can put an X to sign legal documents. Right, put this in and make it what you want. So people beg the question, where is the social contract? Where does the government and the Crown get consent from the general public to govern, rule, make decisions for us? There you have it. There's the social contract. Manufactured by the government and that at the ballot box. Right, let me see if I can get back to this bad boy. So again, look at all these fledgling countries. Is there anybody that would suggest to me that in these countries racism didn't exist? No, sorry, not racism. Slavery didn't exist. And racism in the sense that there were people with big ears that didn't like people with short ears and whatever. The best way I could explain it, or the best, in fact, not explain it, the best analogy I would use, and this is my opinion through observing the world, is think of kids in the playground. Right, where I came from, right, there was only one race, right? In my primary school, there was only white people. We still found 1,000,001 ways of dividing us. Rangers and Celtic, proddy Catholic, fat and thin, fatso, big ears, stinky. You used to be able to call people black bastards back then. Right? White people and a black bastard used to be a bogging cunt. Right? That's just their lingo. Or blackneck. You're a fucking blackneck. You can't go home to your man, fucking get a wash. Right? It's nothing to do with race. Nothing to do with race. It's meaning people being bogging. So, forgot my original point. Too busy trying to do two things at once, and I'm not good at that. The Egyptians over the ages had many different ethnic groups from Macedonia to... Oh, brilliant, John, man, there you go. And was it an interwoven society, if you get me, mate? Was it a hierarchical, easy for me to say, society? In the sense that there were the ruling class and boom, 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 boom. It's not something, you've just sparked an interest in me, mate. I think I've heard it in documentaries, but long forgot. I always vote for myself. No one else will get my perspective, and I would not expect him to. Well, John, that's what my idea is, right? My idea is vote us, not them. It's withdrawing your consent in front of the ballot boxes, right? So you wouldn't be voting if for example, if you came up where I was standing with my ballot box, and asked me and voted, you wouldn't be voting for me. It'd be a vote for your disconsent in the system and saying they're not getting my consent. And then if there was more people voting in our box, vote us, not them. And if there was more people voting in our box, if that idea propagated, then the politicians wouldn't be able to stand up in front of you and say they govern by consent. And if that happens, then people need to start asking some serious questions. Because the whole legal framework that they use to say that they govern by consent just goes like that. Mate, John, I don't know if you've seen any of my videos I've done when I broke down the numbers and all that. I'm pulling it out my top of my head, right? Country of 68 million. Conservatives got in with 12 million votes. Go figure, mate. And democracy is ruled by majority. It's been watered down with so many fucking lunatics in their fucking asylum that fucking your vote doesn't matter. Even if there was a party worth voting for, that party can't do fuck all because they've got a million and one other Fruit Loops behind them, fucking slowing them down with bureaucracy. That ain't by accident, it's by design! So my idea would be, like, I hate democracy. And people's assholes fucking democracy. Because we've never been oh, hold on, that's an idea for another fucking ramblings of a madman. The democracy scam. So I'll forget that later. But democracy's a complete scam. Nobody's got any power. It's not ruled by majority. In every case where I've broke down the numbers, it's ruled by minority. Every case. Granted, it's only been like the big one. Germany, France, America and Britain, right? It's the ones that broke down. And in every fucking country, the ruling party has a... What did I work it out as? 12% or something? Blazing! Rain Man! What's, in percentage terms, what's 12 million of... What's 12 mil of 66 mil? It's a third, isn't it? It's like 12% or something. It's like 15%. I think that rings a bell. I crunched all these numbers. It's alright, John. I've not been around much either, mate. I've been fucking doing other things. Completing Netflix, that's what I've been doing. But I broke down the numbers. Broke them all down. And every country, man. Well, thanks for watching, John. Stick a wee thumbs up, man. I'll sleep better tonight. Right, let's stick this video back on, man. I'm rambling on too much. Oh, hold on, that's the whole point of this. 1.6, aye, mate, that's where my head was going. So it's about like sort of a just under 15% or something. So we stay in a country who, if the Conservatives get the way, 15% of the population tell the others what to do. Democracy, smell the shit. Doc, you've definitely been on the fucking Guinness, my man. Oh man, fucking... Sometimes my head goes to shit with numbers. See if it's block. Oh, I'm fucking just... dyslexic as a motherfucker, man. 6. Blazing your out, my man. Double it. You've worked out half of what it is. I know how you've worked that out, but... Here, there's an idea for a show. Just ask people to do sums and see who can answer the quickest. Get 4 or 5 people in, whoever wins a pound. I get. I wonder if you could do that. Do 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 do. I know, mate. That's something that's ingrained in the British psyche, innit? That old fucking countdown tune, man. Oh, my head just went to. John, I was thinking this exact thing the other day. I wasn't thinking it's a strength, right? I was thinking the positives from it, because there's so many things that's pissed me off about it, to be quite honest, right? I can't spell worth a fuck, what you're just putting in the chat there, but I can see time delaying on that shit. I can't spell worth a fuck. I'm kind of ashamed to say, right, now you might think this is a joke, but I'm being more or less serious. I've not read a book in its entirety, apart from a kid's book, since I was a kid. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I have to concentrate so hard on reading the words that I can't concentrate on fucking what they're saying. That might make sense to you, John. I don't know if your head's wired the same as mine. So I need to break it down into wee small fucking segments, sentences, sit there for 10 years and contemplate that one sentence before moving on to the next, and then by the time I've gone to the third, I forgot what the first man is. But on the other hand, John, I was thinking it's a strength. I haven't finished read a book in its entirety. That's why I do think like nobody else. Because I haven't had framework to absorb other people's opinion. Other people getting presented as brilliant people with opinions, and then you absorb it because you like the personality and not the opinion, but you take it on board. All that kind of shit. So John, I definitely get you, my man. It's a hindrance in life because a lot of people don't understand it and all that, and you're like, oh. And how blazing, what the fuck have I done? Do you know about those 10 bodies I fucking buried or something? Saying I need a long stretch. Think how the human race has evolved from monkeys. I think it's associated with our evolution and a new level of thinking. My brain jumps all over the place. John, your brain jumps all over the place. Look at the state of this video, and that's what I can't help myself from doing. And that's, I mean, if not the same, it's wired a wee bit similar. And I jot down these talking points and then just bukkake the fucking thoughts and feeling going through my nut. And I've missed the outlet, to be honest, right? I've not missed the fucking the dregs and the sewer pit social media's turned into. People turning onto social media telling you how bad the internet is, how bad the TV is. Don't watch TV while constantly consuming social media. All of it. It's all junk. Tearing strips off each other for having different opinions. Fucking. Then you've got your windy licking brigade. Like, who are just the most fucking disgusting motherfuckers put on the planet. Who have found an outlet through anonymity on the internet. And have embraced it. Which is evaporating. And see when that anonymity evaporates, watch these people just poof. And they won't even have they'll need to go back to their sad gaming lives. Anyway, it's disgusting what some people do on social media. It really is, man. It's the dregs of the dregs of the dregs of the dregs. And through all the benefits I've had over time from it, there's a lot of horrible shit out there as well, man. The yin and the yang. Blazing, are you arguing with John? I think you should have a pugil stick fight, but keep it clean. Right, let's see if we can get back to this. Right, so this is the known evolution of mankind. let's get to some of the shit. Too many screens, man. There's a Egypt expanding down the Nile. Now, we don't think anybody's under any illusion there wasn't humans anywhere else other than this. This is just what we know. I think this is just what known fossil records, kind of known history and fossil records kind of elaborate to, right? And that's why when you see Canaan bounce up, which is modern day Israel Belt, that's why the books of the Bible are called the canonical books. And then you can see the area of the land, it's all inhabited by that area, by that kingdom or empire, whatever you want to put it, at that time. And again, John, I don't know, mate, we were talking about how our heads are wired. This is how I learn, mate. See, this makes more sense to me than 1,000,001 books. This tells me 1,000,001 more things than fucking reading 1,000,001 books. Going and listening to the biggest, going reading a book from the biggest intellectual out there on this shit, and then rhyming and repeating it verbatim, trying to make myself feel big. No, this is how I come to my opinions, conclusions. It's missing Atlantis. Oh, I love that, my man. Oh, that's brilliant, Paul. I'm trying to put a heart in the fucking chat and it won't allow me. Shit. Chat's disappeared. Oh, look, there's a snake! Oh my god, I know this doesn't make sense, but my chat's disappeared. Oh, there's Zuhu. Right. Wait till later on when it goes over to South America when you get a wee Jesuit enclave. It's obviously, it's around the time of the Reformation, which makes perfect sense. It's a more diplomatic way of putting it. And then, see what I was doing as well, man. I was watching this for about 3 years, pausing it, comparing pockets of power from way back then to today, and it's amazing how many principalities are still about for fucking 800, 900, 1000 years. Look, look just off Italy there, right? That's the Levantine states, right? Which is modern day Malta. That's why Malta's got so much archaeological significance. Speaking stuff. Right. Hold on. Somehow I turned my chat off, but I managed to save the game. Look how like Egypt shrank there, you know. Right, let's play some music. Somebody sing a sea shanty. Kushite Empire. A good shite empire. Oh. Oh, thank fuck that didn't pop up there. That's all I'm seeing. And then look, there's like sort of the Morocco and all that starting to go. And southern Spain, Gibraltar, Italy kicking off. Right, let's get rid of my big heat. Shit, look at that big massive empire, right? So, oh my god, John, I don't know if you answered my question, mate. About it changed over the ages. Sorry, mate, I just thought of the It changed over the ages. The Haikoso are an interesting Egyptian group. I'd recommend reading about lots of arguments over that point. Aye, mate. Do you know, I know fuck all about that fucking Achaemenid Empire. Absolute sweet Fanny Adams. But that's the Greeks now kicking off and the Chinese. So I'm presuming what we're going to start to get is the Greek Empire expanding. Just disappeared. Oh, the Greek Empire was in Egypt at one point. Didn't know that, man. Oh, they back and feel Jesus coming. 30th Dynasty. There's India kicking off. And what's that wee island off? Wee island. That's Indonesia, isn't it? There's places representing all your relatives. The UK is empty. Well, Paul, I think this is like, you know, best of what we know. I think do you know what? I'll need to check out what kind of data he's used. To be honest, I don't have a Scooby-Doo, but my best guess is it's kind of like fossil references, records. Doc, I've had a channel for over 11 years. By the skin of my teeth, managed to keep it. Shit, man. I'm getting distracted. I want to. This is interesting shit, man. Honestly, I could. Men and their maps. Are you allowed to say that men love maps? Is that sexist nowadays? So the baby Jesus was here. What's the brown in town? Hebrew. That's because the baby Jesus is kicking off. The one below that is the Afro-Asiatic. And the Greek is still prominent back in Egypt again. Oh man, I find that fascinating. John, I was looking into this the other night. Speaking truth gets you deleted. What truth were you speaking, Doc? That you hate the Jews are all going to come get us and eat us alive? Space alien. Mate, you're welcome to believe that if you want. I just don't think so. Well, John, I was reading into this the other day, right? So we're called Caucasian. If that's what you mean. Aye, Caucasian. From the Caucasus, which is like southern Russia nowadays, like Georgia and all that kind of shit, which is north of Egypt. North of Israel, which people argue that's where one of the lost tribes of Israel went to, and that's where we came from. But God knows, because we're white as fuck. And John, go and read the Declaration of Arbroath, mate, and see where Robert the Bruce says that we came from. Robert the Bruce subscribed to that theory that we came from the Caucasus, sailed through the Pillars of Hercules, came up to Britain, settled in Scotland, killed all the Brits, killed all the Picts, and set up shop. That's who Robert the Bruce wrote. That's who Robert the Bruce wrote who we are in the Declaration of Arbroath, which you can still go and read. It's not a conspiracy. It's in the Scotsman. It's in National Archives. It's amazing. Speaking truth gets you deleting. That's about. Mate, it's about arbitrary rules and not understanding them and how to fucking duck and cover and all that. Right, hold on, let's go back to the map. Can handle that shit. Parthian Empire. Baby Jesus! Hello, baby Jesus. So, alright, that's the... I think by this time we've obviously had the Babylonian Empire, but the Parthians, the Iranians, they're bad, so I've heard. Oh, there's the Romans. What did the Romans ever do for us? Watch this, the Romans never came into Scotland. Let's see if they show... Oh, they do! They show the Romans coming up the east coast. Nice one, man. I never knew they would do that. Let's see how far north they went, because of fucking... See that second wee peninsula in Scotland, which fucking's up where it was Aberdeen and all that shit is. There's evidence, or people have suggested the Romans went up that far. They didn't stay for long. Oh, I did show you a wee second. Hold on. How do you go back in this fucking thing? Right. Alright, oh sorry man, I know sounds like I'm coming in my pants, but I enjoy this shit. Right, watch the Romans just creep up the right hand side for a wee ball here and then bounce back. And that's Hadrian's Wall. I say obviously. It's just because I stayed there. In Hadrian's Wall, actually, it's a place. Well, a doc, there's nothing you can't say here. It just doesn't make it the truth because you write it in the YouTube. And if you're out there like deliberately provoking people, you're going to get hundreds of fucking people reporting you and all that. And in today's climate, social media platforms can't be asked with a hassle and just fucking kick you. That's kind of the reality. Oh, hold on, there was a wee interesting Bob. Oh no! Where the fuck was I? Oh man. I know you won't understand this, right? But I've got hotkeys. And these alright, there was the oh, there's the Ghanaian Empire. Oh, there's Jin. That's maybe where they propagated the fucking evil spirits from. But look, there's down in Western Africa, the Ghanaian Empire's kicked off. And then actually Yemen in it, down there at the Arabian Peninsula, has started. And then we kicked out the Romans. Oh, what's the green shit? Oh, that's... Boo! Celtic. Celtic. Right, hold on. Oh, no, right. There was a point, I'd love to check, I'd love to go and check a date. If anybody wants to do it and stick it in the chat, batter in. But there was a time when the Pope stayed in Spain. Now, does anybody... I've said this again, so I don't want to repeat myself. Or shall I? Would anybody dare suggest that any of these empires, countries, man-made lines in the sand, believe that they didn't have slaves? That there was some sort of a wee fucking place where everyone was skipping around and fucking... Think of how raping and pillaging was the fucking way to go, man. Think of the Vikings. It's their culture, man. Right, we shagging my wife all winter. The thaw's on. Time to go raping and pillaging, Margaret. See you when I see you. Some would come back, some wouldn't. Some would set up shop, other places. Anywho, I'm rambling on. Oh, hold on, that's the whole point. I get more views than you with only 200 subs. That's because you've probably got a lovely little right wing fucking click or clique. Mate, it's easy to get hits and clicks. Find me and see. No thanks, mate. I've already heard your ignorance. You didn't even. You thought I had a Jew star sitting behind me. And is that fucking Bruce Lee fucking in your thing? What do you think you're, some sort of a fucking mystic for the Middle East? Who you probably want to kick out of Britain for coming over here and shagging our woman? Tell me if I'm wrong, Doc Holiday! You fucking spaz! Right, hold on. The blank parts of the map is that there is no knowledge of. Well, John, I think I said earlier on, I don't think anybody would think there was nobody in those white areas. It's just no documented. There's no cave paintings to suggest this fucking peoples from a cave with burials and all that stuff, you know. I would be staggered if in 20, 50, 70, 100 years' time this map didn't evolve, or the knowledge of this didn't evolve, mate. Truth is subjective, buddy. 110% agree with you. I hate all these fucking motherfuckers like fucking Dick. Sorry, I mean Doc. Like saying, this is the truth, this is the truth, this is the truth. Right, my truth is Celtic stink like shite. Right, that's true to me. Maybe not others. But trust me, you can tell with the smell. So, John, I hear you, my man. Anyway, let's get back to the map. The Tufung Empire, that looks like fun. Oh, there's the Caliphate. Look how big a Caliphate. Oh, look, that's when the Caliphate, that's when Spain was in the Caliphate. Look, that's when Spain was Muslim. Francia, what the fuck? That's the Germanic West and all that. So I think what it's staying down the left hand side now is showing you the sort of unknown countries, empires, so on and so forth, but then giving you sort of the accepted race, creed or colour. Ethnic, no, the word I'm looking for, ethnicity of the peoples in that place with the colour, I think. That's my best understanding. Although, it's probably vast more complicated than this kind of map than watching a map like this could even explain. Oh, there's the Ruskies just popped up. Oh, I found it. Where's the Mongols? We were lucky fucking... We owe Russia. You know, see if it wasn't for fucking Russia, we would all be fucking Mongols. Mongols, I mean. And I don't mean like... You know, remember back in the day when you were allowed to use these words as a stupid little boy and you would call somebody a Mongol if they were stupid, which now is seen as offensive. The term comes for a fucking big war where we fucking fought to keep these motherfuckers from invading Christendom. Oh, that's amazing. You know, videos like this last longer than porn. Is that the Celts? Aye. I'm just looking at Britain, but look at all the divided tribes and all that, the Celts in Ireland. In Ireland, so it is. I would love to, if anybody's got the inclination, hold on, I'm going to do it. There's no rush here. I have 5 footballs on the night, perfect. Another wee bit to go to. What I want to do is Sometimes it's easier said than done, right? But I'll do my best here. Right, so it's where this wee bit meets that wee bit. So that wee indentation meets that wee indentation, 2 reference points, that one and that one. If you see what I mean, there's that indentation, so it's this area I land here. So who the fuck is that? Niger. Chad. Niger, Chad. Nigeria. Yeah, I just find that shit interesting. What can I say? Do, 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 do. Right. You know. Oh yes, it's got some beautiful Middle Eastern music going on there. Oh, there's the Mongol. There's the Mongols are coming. Right, and there's the Ruskies. Look at the Mongol Empire, right? Look at the size of it. And they were ready to fucking invade the whole of Europe and take us over. And it was only the Kievan, what do they call it? The Kiev Rus. The name Russia, Russians are Vikings, like, they can trace back their genealogy to the Vikings, and initially it was the Ru Vikings. That's where the word Rus come from. Anywho. So, hold on, Mongolian, Japanese, right? I'm pretty sure you can see what I'm doing. I'm learning as I go. I'm learning as I go. Oh, what man, the Mongols took over China. This is better than a game of Risk. Do you know what, Paul? I'd heard something like that before, man. Getting bandied about, and I'd always beg myself the question why. And do you know what? Let's go and do it with a ramble, because that's what it's all about. So again, that just goes to build into the race empire. Is the concept of one race being separate from the other an illusion to separate folk and make that side be willing to kill that side? Is that a simple explanation, or should I go down the route of other people and swallow a thesaurus and try and explain it using flippity floppity flu? It checks out as fact. Oh mate, I can believe that, with all that crazy genealogy that's going on and all that. I know people think there's some sort of a conspiracy going on with all these genealogy banks and stuff like that to find out your ancestry and all that. They'll get your genes. So I think they're trying to find baby Jesus, the lineage of Jesus. But no mate, I think the scientists want that information, that data, because it tells us more about this shit. And then once we realise that we are all just the one race, and our daddies have no doubt fucking at some point shagged some fucking woman while they're raping and pillaging, or whether they're just visiting at some point in history, and thus we're just a big bunch of fucking shit genes thrown together, right? And thus makes the concept of racism. Sorry, mate, John, earlier on you were touching on the Caucasus, and that's why white people were called Caucasians. The current theory, which may change, that Caucasus thing has been... There's another theory out there which is more widely accepted. Is that a good way of putting it? Oh, Paul, 100% agree with you, mate. Slavery wasn't abolished. It was expanded, and it was done through the back door. We don't even need to put you in chains anymore to get you turn up at the fucking factories and do what it needs to get done, turn the fucking cogs. All it does need to promise you a wee bit of Sky Sports. Anyway, let's get on with... I want a belly dancer when I hear this music. Whoa, we're going worldwide now, man! Hey, hold on. Fucking go back a wee boy here. So it kicks off. And what's that wee bit there? That's like the Caribbean, but what's that wee sticky bit? Just across from... It must be some part of fucking... That'll be Mexico, won't it? I need to remember where my mouse is. I need to remember where my mouse is. Right, so it was that wee peninsula there in the Gulf of Mexico. So there's the Mexico there, so it is still part of old Mexico. So that this map. And who's it saying is in Mexico? So that's the Mayans they're talking about there. And who's doing the west coast of South America? It's kind of just north of that wee indentation. Right, South America, kind of north of that south indentation. Peru. I'm not saying that as if I knew it. Just like the stuff you came across, you're like, oh, aye, came across it. So, sorry, man, I love doing that. It's just so fucking interesting to me. So who are they calling that? The Mayan and the Cuchajo or something. Google it yourselves. Better readers than me, no doubt. Did the Mayans have slaves? Fuck, they done human sacrifices. I want reparations, because we're a bastard world. I want reparations. I want reparations off the Mayans for fucking beheading my very long lost granddaddy. And I've got mygenealogy.com gene kit results to prove it, right? Or I want reparations for the fucking for the Russians that fucking killed Genghis Khan. 'Cause there's no doubt there's a bit of Genghis in me. And that's no sexy as it sounds. Oh, dearie me. Oh, there's Indonesia, or those Indonesian islands and all that, just hold on, just north of Australia. See, people who find this interesting, this would take a long time to watch because you could more or less watch it frame by frame. Or maybe that's just me. So when do you think slavery was invented? Because of course it didn't exist here. It didn't exist at this time. Nearly there. A couple of more 100 years. It's not just like... the demand for reparations. Oh, here we go. Here's the empire's expanding. There's New Spain. Thank you, Christopher Columbus. And the wee brown bit's still the Mayans. That's where you get Apocalyptico from. It was amazing, man. There's some of North America. That'll be the Native Americans or whatever. Oh, look, there's Russia on the map. This is when the colonial powers. Wait till you see, look, now, let's pause. Look for a birthmark above your bum crack. It's called a Mongol spot. Were you drunk that night, Paul? Right, what was I going to talk about there? Alright, the time frame, right? Now, what you'll notice is, I would argue prior to this, the expansion of countries, empires, lines in the sand, imaginary lines in the sand, whatever way you want to look at it, was the expansion of that was slower, right? Now, I would also argue that empires, or the concept of empires, imaginary line in the sand, that's mine, don't cross it, you cross it, I'll kill you, existed way before that as well and moved at a slower pace and stuff. My perception, my best guess is before that as well, what could be perceived as racism existed as well. You stink, we don't, stay away from it. It could be simple as that. Monkeys were different. Well, there was humans about by this time. But whatever humans can use to divide each other, because instinctively, naturally, humans are part of a social hierarchical structure. From monkeys, still to this day, if you go and observe, you'll learn more from fucking watching monkeys than you will from fucking listening about fucking Russell Brand. A hierarchical structure. Now, if you've got the intellect to understand that, then you can control that hierarchical structure. Everybody does have a place. Oh, shit, I forgot where I was ranting there. It'll come back to me. Oh, aye, right. So the expansion of all these natural human behaviours, instincts that are genetically ingrained in us, genetic programming in us, existed. Before this, the expansion was slower. What speeded up the expansion? The Industrial Revolution. Was the Industrial Revolution racist? Did white people go to the jungle and steal the fucking ability to make steam engines off some cunt for the Congo and bring it back to Britain and go, hey, you can't build one of those, we're going to build them? Should the people who were building steam engines at the beginning, I'm using the steam engine as one example, right? And by the way, Finnis and Crane, Glasgow, fucking, we spread the steam engine worldwide, motherfucker. Glasgow, check it out. That's why it popped into my head to use as an example. But the steam engine is a really good example. It's something that happened during the Industrial Revolution. Is the steam engine a bad thing? Right? It allowed people to move great distances a lot quicker. Rich people, who were rich off the Industrial Revolution, who were conquering new lands, inventing new industries, enslaving, yes, on an industrial level, other people. They didn't just wake up, hey, go on, cheers, what should we do today? I think we should invent racism. Yes, what? No. This was something that had been happening since the dawn of fucking time, motherfuckers. And is there anybody that will dispute that? It's a natural fucking human instinct. The strong dominate the weak. You get that's not nice. Flippity flippity. I'm not saying it's nice. I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying it's fucking the reality. And if you can keep people arguing about whether it's nice or wrong or nice, wrong, and keep people in a perpetual fucking bamboozle people with bullshit, you can stand in the middle and control those two groups arguing over human nature. Easy peasy, motherfucker. So, it wasn't due to people's colours of skin that the colonial powers industrialised slavery. They industrialised slavery because they were fucking part of the Industrial Revolution. Everything was getting industrialised. Slavery wasn't invented by the Industrial Revolution. It was there before. It was just a coincidence who were the fucking motherfuckers with the big pots of gold at that time in world history. What do you want to do? Fucking borrow the fucking... the DeLorean. Travel back in time and go, I don't invent that. That's going to make white people fucking big piles of cash. That's racist. What do you mean? I stay in a white country? Every cunt's fucking white. No, what you might do is take out of the fucking Congo, get to fucking Umbongo there, and tell him to do it. That's fair. That means in like 400 times when the steam engine hasn't been invented. So let's make it 800 times then. 800 years then, when the steam engine hasn't been invented. That means you can turn around and say, my great granddaddy wasn't racist. He gave away his invention to a black man that couldn't bring it to fruition for fucking hundreds of years before he could. Just because we were in the centre of the Industrial Revolution was not fucking racist. What were the colonial powers? Britain, Spain, Portugal, Netherlands. Was there another one, right? Right, whatever the colonial powers were, two of them were brown, the rest of them were white. Right, but we're led to believe colonialism was racism. It was racist. It was racist in the sense that they had industrialised what had been going on since the start of time. Going to other lands, killing folk, and raping and pillaging. And part of that raping and pillaging, since the dawn of time, not only stealing other people's shit, is rounding up, shagging their wives, taking their wives as slaves. If you can, round up the big strong ones that have fucking surrendered and put them to work for you. I don't know if people get my point here. And I said if you're easily offended, you will be offended now. But that's just where my head's at. I'm just sick and tired of the narrative over the whole racism, even if it does exist, as I'm kind of asking questions about, exists, is painted. It's so skew-whiff and it's just used to, like, divide people down perceived different races and divide them to the extent they want to kill each other, man. Literally. I guess it's a reason the French were some of the first over in the New World. Sorry, fucking John, I've missed the fucking context of that message, mate. I'm nearly dead. I'm past caring, to be honest. Tell me, why don't you just go and kill yourself? Fuck it. I don't know what you don't care about, Blazing. Hey! Oh, that's the Brits up in New England and all that, then that's the French. Oh, John, right, I get you now, man. The French were the first over to, like, allegedly over to North America and all that. But not South America. And also bear in mind that the Vikings were over in a fucking North America way before Christopher Columbus, man. Oh, what's that going up there in Alaska? Black motherfuckers. Indic? Is that the Indians? Inuits? Or the Ruskies, actually, sorry, that's what that is. It's my sunglasses. Oh man, it's amazing you can quote fucking YouTube as a fucking source in it. Oh, crazy, crazy ass days. Yeah, I've done my research. I've seen a guy who put PhD under a wee thing underneath him, man. This guy had a beard. Even better, man. Fucking, should have seen this guy had a fucking beard. He looked like fucking. He looked like a political wizard. Who wouldn't believe him? He told me that somebody told him that somebody told him that this is true. And that turns into a source. Chinese whispers internet style. Just move that, don't I? You spill it. Right, what time are we looking at? Yep, 6 o'clock. I get my mac and cheese on. In time for the Fitbit. Well, I'm just going to. Is there anything anybody else wants to bring up? Hopefully, you'll get the premise of what I'm going to do. I need to think of the best. Sorry, I've just got a really bad back, so. Stick a wee thumbs up if you enjoyed that. Let me know your feedback if you think it's a good premise to do other ones. As I said, I thought another one I would ramble on about is democracies. And just see where it takes us. You know, a show. I'm trying to think of something that rhymes with it, can go anywhere. Was the Presence Crusades a matter of second or third sons? Hold on, I need to read that again. Was the Crusade Present Crusade? Do you know what, mate? That was a good shout. And do you know what? That brings up something worthwhile mentioning, right? We do, a lot of people think in a very narrative way, in the sense that we think we're the height of civilization. Nobody's. We know everything, our science has cracked everything and that. I mean, I think in 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 years' time, the people then will look back and go, oh, fucking hell, they actually believed this back then. They actually believed we stayed in a globe. Boom, 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 boom. But you know, stuff like that. Like, our accepted information, which most scholars would I think most scholars' position would be that our position on things is ever flowing, and it has to be. You know, we've went from flat Earth to round Earth, and now we're back at flat Earth. Oh, you know that? You know what that is? It's a disc. Democracy. Well, the first crusade. Well, if you're saying, hold on, I'll go and read the context again, and then I'll know where I'm at. I can try to do too many things here. I think I get you, John. Well, this goes to the thing as well, the Teutonic Knights and people who participated in the Crusades. They were God-fearing people, so they didn't want to commit murder or anything, but put a Muslim in front of them and they would slaughter them because they justify it that these are savages and all that. It was the same mentality that was used to allow human beings to enslave other human beings during the explosion of the Industrial Revolution, i.e. like blacks from Africa. Stick into the mix as well, like, slaves have been bought and traded from the start of time as well, more or less. And sometimes it's been white people selling white people, black people selling black people. There's a lot of... the reason there's so much known about the slave trade is the people didn't think they were doing anything wrong. So they were documenting all this shit, man. That fucking 40 big ones. He's got fucking a 9-inch dick, big strong arms. You know what I mean? They're documenting all this shit. The records still exist. If they still had records from way back when, they would probably still have the receipts for all the slaves that were getting traded, all the hookers and blow that were getting traded back then as well. But no, the narrative to control us in modern society, inner ignorant narrative that a lot of us fall into, is that slavery was invented way back then, and that's what's used to divide the poor from the rich. And there's a lot of white poor people, there's a lot of poor black people. And there's more poor people in general than there is rich cunts, regardless. Wrap your balls in tinfoil, you'll get retroviral in 200 years. 8 blazings, this going to... Alright. Well, John, I don't know if you've ever heard me saying this, mate. After the First Crusades, Scotland was its own kingdom at the time. After the First Crusades, when all the Templars came back, and this is something else that people never even investigate before opening their mouth about opinions. Like that doc cunt earlier on. What you doing with a Jew star behind you? Anyway, so when the Knights Templar came back for the Crusades, your peasants and your lords and your warlords. I know we only use the word warlords nowadays to scare us in the media about brown people staying in the sand. But back in that day, there was different kingdoms and there was lords of different areas, and the king had to get allegiance from that lord, and that lord kept an army, and if the king asked the lord would provide men. That's how the whole structure worked. So occasionally you would get warlords. That's where the word originated from, right? So you get the King of fucking Edinburgh, the Duke of Edinburgh want to fight the Duke of Glasgow, and they would have a square go and all that, right? So when the Knights Templar came, this is why the Knights Templar came back from the First Crusades. They were seen as independent, the sign of all that was holy, all that was good, and could arbitrate between the warring warlords. That's why when you go to any law building, typically you'll see the Knights Templar sign. What came first, the Knights Templar cross or the English flag? There's a bit of history for. There's a bit of watching for these, man. They're a bit of something, a rabbit hole for you to go and jump down. Alright, aye, so when they came back, they were seen that it was always good and proper, so they used to arbitrate between warring lords and stuff. And the King David, can't remember the number, King David at Scotland at the time, granted them a bit of land. They granted, the King of England at the time granted them a bit of land on returning as a thank you for keeping Christendom safe and allowing our safe passage to Judonia. Now, the area of land that they granted, King David at the time granted the Knights Templar over in Edinburgh, is now exactly where Roslin Chapel is, just up the road from Roslin, and that's where the Stuarts are from. No, St Clair's, no the Stuarts, the St Clair's, and they're Robert the Bruce's buddies, but I'll go and check it out. Just up the road from Roslin Chapel is an old place called Temple. And that's the old Knights Templar temple back in the day for when they were given that area of land. Where I stay in Knightswood, because this is the area of land that were given to the Knights Templar when they returned from the Crusades by King David over this coast. Go and look, strategically speaking, and this is no accident, where those bits of lands are. Right? One on the banks of the Clyde, one on the banks. Oh, fuck. What's the fucking name of the river that comes into Edinburgh? One on the banks of that scumbag chukter place called Edinburgh, right? No accident. So geographically speaking, they've got the smallest place to cross from east to west in the whole of the United Kingdom. Which if you're transporting shit, like gold, money, so on and so forth, that's a very clever thing to do. You rock up with a ship for Europe on the east coast, batter over to the west coast using the land, take it from the west coast using the ship to wherever you want. Right? They're probably the Google delivery of the day. Or vice versa. You know, you can go both ways. So that was very important. Plus, where I am, Knightswood, just up the road is an area called Temple. And that's where the old Knights Templars temple used to be back in the day. Now it's kind of a rundown area. But when I found out all this shit, I didn't know it at the time, but when I was ranting and raving to my mum about all this crap, I found out that one of my dad's first butcher shops was up in Temple, funnily enough. It's just these things I find fucking fascinating, man, and give me a hard on and stuff. Whether other people do or not, time will tell, who knows. Right, what time will it? Right. Let me look at a few things. Remember, if you do appreciate it, I think it's a good format, stick a wee thumbs up. You're joking, this hasn't been 6 hours long, blazing. Nah, it's no, mate, it's only been 2 hours long. Oh, right, you're talking about the one with the City of London, the red flag. Here, I'll go off on another wee rant, man, because it's interesting shit that's very easily forgot. You know the City of London, which the boundaries are kind of the ancient City of London. The Roman City of London, sorry. I don't know if everybody knows this, but a lot of people know it's its own principality, own laws, own police force, own rules and all that. It isn't under the crown. It's under God. It's not a square, and it's not a mile, but it's known as the square mile. Hop over to, hold on. I've got my Google fucking Earth fucking shit up. I love my maps, motherfucker. Right, so where's the old Washington DC? Where's Virgin Maryland? Oh my god, see, as soon as the compass goes off, Sends me fucking skill. Where the fuck am I? What could I end up? How did I end up there? Alright, there we go. So where's the Virgin Maryland? Maryland, Virgin Mary. West Virginia, Virgin Mary. Don't know. I find that shit interesting. I think used to do not. Right, that's New York. What am I looking for here? Washington DC. No. See, we don't need to worry about the machines taking over yet. They didn't have an idea what I meant there. Right, so oh my god, I need to take off the roads. There we go. Right, Washington DC, it's its own principality, own laws, police force, so on and so on forth. Like Monaco, there's lots of principalities about the world, man. Go and check it out. I find it fascinating, especially around Europe. They're dotted everywhere, man. You know, just like we're some rich cunt and everybody's like creating countries around them. They're like, fuck you, this is mine. So as I said, City of London, not a square, not a mile, but called the square mile. Washington DC. Don't know if you can see that big cube that's around it. Those lines. That denotes the DC boundary, everything around it's Virginia or whatever, or the jurisdiction changes out with those lines. Now, let's see if I can do this. So what am I wanting it in? I'm wanting it in miles because that's how we roll. And bump from one corner to the other. And I'm talking shite. Is it this one for that one? Oh, 10 miles, there we go. As you can see, that line's like that. So one's the square mile, one's a 10 square mile jurisdiction. Read into that what you want. I'm just pointing it out. And we all know about what's in the, well, we all know what they put in the stuff in Washington DC. Now, to me, this is very real. Make of it what you will. But going back to what I was talking about earlier, about that being the Seal of Solomon, I believe that's the architects putting the Seal of Solomon in the architecture. That's what I believe. So, I've not left Fruit Loop City quite yet. But saying that, the Seal of Solomon or the legend, I'm not saying the Seal of Solomon is real, I'm saying that the legend of it, the myth, the evidence, you fucking bastard, is real. Just like that fucking hitting my knee, it's very real. The stuff that I've shown in the street plan of Glasgow is very real. Glasgow's connection to Washington and the founding fathers of America is very real. I just see it fucking everywhere. Glasgow's got a big fucking obelisk in the middle of Glasgow Green for Nelson. Nelson was never in Egypt. But shh. And Washington DC has a big fucking obelisk outside it, biggest obelisk in the world, the biggest known obelisk ever in the world. And the all-seeing eye and all that kind of shit in the architecture. I can take you on it. In fact, I've took people on tours and will be doing people on tours around the city centre showing them this shit. And it's very alive to me. So, whether you believe it, that's crap or not, who knows. But I don't think anybody's denying that. I'm trying to look for this here. Oh, there it's there. There's the big owl. Oh, we've got one of them as well over at Victoria Park. An owl sitting on top of a pyramid. Exactly what you've got there, kinda. And we've and over in Glasgow Green as well. In fact, I'll show you, right? So there's what some people argue is in the plans that are put out, you could perceive that to be laid out to look like a owl with those two being the eyes. Oh man, see, I totally should have opened up the maps. And it's right in front of a big obelisk with Seals of Solomon in the street in the street lamp in the street layout. You know, there's Glasgow's obelisk, not quite as big. And there's our what could be perceived owl. Let me see if I can show you the one in Victoria Park. Fucking that makes sense. Like, can you see it when we just zooming in, right? The pyramid and then the fucking pyramid with the owl on top. That's a beautiful wee park, man. I don't need to draw lines or anything, man. You can fucking see it, can't you? There's the pyramid with the owl on top. How do you change that? Oh, there we go. Oh man, I can't remember. What the fuck is that there? Can't remember. Can you get down there? No. No, hold on, does it say there? SS Dolphin Monument. Do you know what I just spot? Nah, it's me just, it's him just going crazy. There's enough. I am. I think I'm seeing Jesus in toast now. It's got a big maze in there and all that. Anyway, that's me bored myself enough. I need to get off the maps and go and cook myself some food before the in fact, oh shit, some of the football's kicking off early tonight. So thanks for tuning in. Feedback welcome, thumbs up and all that shit would be good. Stay tuned and sub up and ask for fucking notifications, all that shit, and I'll let you know the regular spot for ramblings of a madman. Alrighty, boob tubes. And I don't know, but I don't know what I've been told, but I'm going to say catchies. Clips. And remember, citizens, always subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. And $19.95 plus shipping and handling will keep you out of hell.